So this video is showing how I'm connecting the soil moisture sensors. What I've got here is they're called helping hands. You can pick these up at Radio Shack, and they're just a couple alligator clips that hold the wires for you so that you can have your hands free to do the soldering. But you can see I'm using 3 different colors of wire and 2 different colors of heat shrink. It'd be easier if I just pan over here. So there's 2 blue wires. One blue wire has a blue heat shrink, and then the black heat shrink is going to go over the solder joint here to keep them from oxidizing or shorting out. So that's just my personal method of doing this. One Arduino microcontroller can read 6 analog signals, and that's what this is going to be. It's going to be an analog signal representing the moisture of the soil. So the color coding I'm using for the wires and the heat shrink is just to keep everything sane. On the other end, the actual moisture sensor that will go in the flower pot will have black heat shrink to represent, each moisture sensor will have 2 wires. One will be grounded and one will be connected to a resistor. And it'll have a black heat shrink to represent the ground side, and the positive side will have a colored wire, or we'll have a piece of colored heat shrink like this blue one here. So one will have a blue heat shrink, one will have a blue and black heat shrink to represent which one of the 2 blue wires in the control box I have. So you don't need to follow that color code, particularly if that sounds confusing to you. Don't follow it. It's just important that you come up with some way so that when you look at the control box, you have some simple way of telling which wire belongs to which soil moisture sensor. That's really the important point. So yeah, right now, keeping with the theme of everything's simple. So using solder, using heat shrink, using wire, everything you can find at a hardware store or at Radio Shack. So this is the control box side of the soil moisture sensor.